or seeing the benefit of working in any vendor management system is creating a proper workflow. So if maybe your process isn't as concrete or have a flow to it, where from the point that the person fills out the application or receives an offer letter, there's a process and it's not necessarily involving you, but they just kind of get pushed through the process. That's something that I would encourage you to implement. As well as if you have a team, like we had a compliance coordinator, we also have recruiters, to have those individuals operate through goals so that there's no confusion. Because prior to the person being able to actually pick up shifts or be assigned shifts, you actually have to get all of the paperwork that we showed in the last slide uploaded into the system and get them what we call activated. So in the meantime, if the drug panel is a 5 panel, but your client says they want a 7, they won't get activated. If they're missing a background investigation, they won't get activated. So one of the things that we were heavy on through trial and error was creating a streamline of the process so that there's a checklist for our staff that's managing that with the applicant so that they can move through quickly. You know, hey, if they're signing up to be a CNA with our agency, these are the things they need to complete. We've used DocuSign, HelloSign, so that it made it seamless as possible. You know, easy systems, like I mentioned here, like Kamana, where they could easily upload, you know, TV, JPEGs or pictures of TV, CPR cards, so that it's not a constant back and forth. You can use whatever tracking system that you currently use. You just want to make sure that it has the features that allows it to make it easier for applicants to upload documents. And communication. So the main difference with StafferLink versus a direct client is that you're not actually communicating with the facility. That's not something that they'll allow. You'll be communicating with a compliance person in the system. So if you submit a document, for instance, I gave the example of the 5-panel drug screen, and it's not correct, you'll receive a message in the system that'll say, you know, needs a 7-panel, uploaded a 5-panel. So you want to make sure that the people that are managing that piece for you are very computer savvy and can understand, hey, you know, how to turn documents, how to change a word to a PDF or a JPEG, so that process is a lot easier for you as well and time consuming. So here I gave the example for our recruiters from the time that the person accepted the offer until they were active in the system. Our recruiters' goals were 5 days. And of course, the sooner the better, because sometimes you do have to do a little back and forth with StafferLink on that. So, and a lot of that is dependent upon the applicant because we're just waiting for them to give us the information. So I tell people in that initial contact, kind of be clear and transparent with your applicants about what is needed to get them activated. And some of that may vary from client to client. I tell people, especially people that are looking to expand, this is a great opportunity using a vendor management system to increase your volume. You are able to easily increase your billing hours. We did our first 3 months in the system, 300 hours, 3 months out. And we were able to do it regularly. Going into our year into the system, we kind of changed our model, and some of that's a mix between contracts and per diem, but we decided that because we're a small agency and per diem can be very time consuming and that wasn't our niche, we decided to kind of make part of what we did was converting all of our PM staff into a local or travel contract. And like I mentioned there, it allows for more consistent monies and long-term opportunities. One of the people that we did it with, she started in an 8-week contract that extended for a whole year. And we were not involved with managing her schedule. We definitely checked in on her, made sure that she had the things that she needs, you know, updates and things like that. But she was happy, client was happy that 8-week contract turned into a year contract. And then it also allows you to diversify your portfolio. So in the way that for many of us, you want to get that next client, it's always great to say you work with these clients too. So if you're a part of a vendor management system, you work with Genesis Healthcare, you work with Benchmark Senior Living, you work with Recover Care and Autumn Healthcare, because they're all clients in the system. So that's a selling point for newer clients, if they're direct clients or other vendor management systems or MSPs that you might want to be a part of. And the last part I think we got here is budgeting, planning. I touched a little bit on the fee. So there is a fee. Every MSP has a fee. How they pay it out might look different. So some you pay a flat fee. Career staff is a 5% fee. And because it's a 5% fee, if you're also paying payroll funding fees, you want to make appropriate adjustments to your bill rates to account for those fees. So like if say your payroll funding fee was like 2%, so that's like 7% of your profit. So you may want to up your particular bill rate a little bit more, and or increase your volume. So this was some of the frequently asked questions that I'll touch on, and then we'll jump into the system. I'll give you guys a chance to ask questions. So how many job openings, per diem, contract, permanent are available? We'll look at that. It's always over 500 jobs. How do you gain access to to career staff specifically? Initially, you'll need to reach out to the account manager that'll give you the specific insurance requirements. So each client, example, Genesis Healthcare, has a insurance requirement. Sometimes it's the same. So for Genesis Healthcare, it's 1 and 3, but for some other clients, it might be 2 and 4. And this is specifically talking about your general and professional liability. Do you have to be Joint Commission certified? For career staff, no, but for many clients, many other systems you do. Or if you don't, if the client isn't, they'll limit your access. So if you get with Medifest, you can get in there if they're accepting new vendors, but you may not be able to see all of the opportunities that they have open. Where do you get training? So your account manager. So I encourage you guys, especially those of you guys who are interested in getting in the system, really use and communicate with your account manager. They should be sending you information about getting started and kind of be able to keep you in the loop and answer any of your questions. And once you do get started, they will provide you with like a little packet or a little informational email to have contacts of the different clients moving forward. But you definitely want to use your account manager during the initial process. They also hold bi-weekly training. I want to say this Thursday, and I'll reply this Thursday if it's the case. They're having a training session. So it's a Zoom session similar to this, but it's a little bit more specific. And you can take it as many times as you want to. What are the payment terms? Payments are typically made 45 to 60 days after the hours have been invoiced. So your hours are invoiced weekly. So from that date, it's usually 45 to 60 days. And then the last one is, do I need to be registered in other states other than my home state for staffing through VMS? So yeah, so if you're doing business in another state, you need to register as a foreign entity in that state or whatever their state requirements are, and make sure that you have proper insurance coverage for your employees there.